Hey friends, welcome to my channel. So in today's video, I will share with you all my happiness score. Having lived in Canada for the last 3 years as a permanent resident, I have a fair bit of experience on the most common factors that affect all of us. So there are four common factors that I will talk about, and based on that, I will try and cover my entire experience. Now, before we start with my experience, in the previous years, Canada has placed amongst the top 10 happiest countries in the world. But right now, Canada is at number 15. It is still ahead of United States and United Kingdom. And the number one spot for the happiest country in the world right now is Finland. Yes, I would say that post COVID, there has been a fair amount of shift in the happiness of Canadians, but it is what it is, and we all are recovering from that pandemic. So let's start with my experience now. Number one factor is standard of living. So when we talk about standard of living, well-being of the people in that country is the most important factor. When people generally feel more satisfied and more positive, instead of feeling negative, it means people are happy with the standard of living in that country. As far as Canada is concerned, I would say my experience has been pretty good so far in terms of standard of living. When we talk about families, there are ample amount of playgrounds and parks for the kids to play. When I talk about myself, I find Canada so rich in natural resources. There are walking trails, there are natural reserves, national parks, community centers, amenities. Infrastructure is very good. And due to multicultural atmosphere, we get to taste so many different cuisines, and then the shopping experience is quite good. There are arts and cultural festivals, and then Calgary Stampede. So all in all, there is a lot to do for everyone in Canada. Public transportation is pretty well organized. Yes, on this point, I would say that the connectivity can be a little bit better because now I don't use public transport, but when I used to, it takes a lot of time to take one connection, go to another connection, and then reach your destination. So yes, I would say that on that point, a little bit of work is required. As far as crime rates are concerned, when I came to Canada, I was very happy because the crime rates were always low. Of course, we used to hear about a couple of instances here and there, but of late, the instances of crime rates have been increasing steadily. Like we have been hearing news about stabbings and mass shootings, and also the number of homeless people have been increasing of late. So there these days I feel a little unhappy. This is a situation which can be improved upon, and I'm sure law enforcement is already working on it. As far as the safety for women is concerned, I would say I'm very happy with that aspect because women are very safe in this country. They work at night shifts and they don't feel insecure coming back home after work. So it's pretty safe and secure. Generally, people feel safe and secure here. Of course, there are sketchy areas, sketchy neighborhoods, but that's a part of every country. Education, super good. There are so many good schools and universities all across Canada. Whichever province you go to, you will find good institutes to study. And guess what? In public school, education is free. So overall, I would say I'm very happy with the standard of living in Canada. And of course, as I mentioned about few of the things that needs improvement, now keeping that in mind, I would say my happiness score on standard of living right now is 7 out of 10. Second factor, economic conditions. So as far as economy is concerned, Canada's economy has always been good and it's growing. And of course, post-COVID impact has affected the entire world. So Canada is not an exception in that case. But as far as jobs are concerned, I would say there are ample opportunities for the one who can hustle. Yes, this is what I've experienced in my 3 years of being in Canada. It's not easy. You just don't find high paying jobs just like that. You have to really hustle. You have to polish your skills, develop new skills according to the industry that you're working in. There are different requirements for jobs in Canada. And unless you're in IT or you're a doctor or you're a pharmacist or you're a nurse, in that case, yes, from the beginning itself, you can get good opportunities. But otherwise, if you're in retail sector or hospitality or finance, banking, you have to hustle. You have to make your mark. So in that respect, Canada does give you opportunities. You have to be ready for those opportunities. So, in terms of job opportunities and economic condition, I'm very happy. There are few things. Yes, we pay a lot of taxes, and everything is very costly. Grocery, shopping, and recreational activities. Like if you're traveling, it's quite expensive. So to meet up with all those expenses, you have to really work hard. And the basic pay, it can increase a little bit. So that will help a lot and increase the happiness score. So I would say, in terms of economic condition, how it works in my life right now, I am giving the happiness score of 7.5 out of 10. Third factor, access to healthcare. Now, when you're healthy, you're automatically happy. So, a good healthcare system is very important. Countries that have easy access to healthcare will always have a higher quality of life and thus better happiness score. And Canada has a great health sector. It supports the citizen of this country so well. And guys, healthcare is free. So your doctor consultation, all the lab tests, everything is free. You don't have to pay for it except your prescription medication. I would really like to thank all the healthcare workers in Canada because they really put their heart and soul into serving all the people in this country. And guys, I've had personal experiences here, especially 911. It's so efficient in this country. You call 911 for an emergency, there's going to be an ambulance, a police car, and a fire brigade right outside your house within few minutes. That kind of support system creates an overall positive psychological benefit even when you're in a situation. Also, when our son Boris was born, we had a very positive experience in Calgary at Peter Lougheed Hospital. The entire process was so good. The doctors, the nurses, I mean, we couldn't have asked for anything better than that. So, in terms of facilities and care provided here, I would say I'm very happy. Yes, there's one thing I would like to point out, and that is the delays. You have to wait a lot for everything, for hours and hours. Sometimes you have to wait in the family clinic or even in the hospitals. So, yes, I would say the delays are definitely not a very good part. And post COVID, I would say that the health sector has been quite overwhelmed. There have been major delays in surgeries, and a lot of patients have been just waiting forever to get their knee operation done or anything. So, yes, delays, there could be an improvement on that aspect, so that might take few points off the happiness score. So I would say, in terms of access to healthcare, my happiness score in Canada today, 8 out of 10. Last but not the least, in my list, this factor is very important: work life balance. And now, this is a tough one. And like I mentioned in the economic conditions earlier, that everything is so costly in Canada. And to really enjoy life, you have to be in that income bracket of at least $75,000 annually. And at least then you feel that happiness out of doing all those activities with your family or even with your friends and loved ones. And to do that, you really have to push yourself to the limits. I am very happy with my current job as a car salesman or a product advisor at Henninger Toyota. And the only thing is that it's a very challenging role. And to stay in that segment of the income bracket, I have to really push myself, give a lot of time at work. It's not an 8 hour shift for me. Sometimes I'm there for 12 hours and I'm unable to spend more time with my newborn son Boris and my wife Demi. So that work-life balance, it takes time in Canada to reach that stage where you can create that work-life balance. And I'm working towards it. I know after maybe another couple of years, I'll be at that stage where I can, decide that, okay, this is the family time and I need to be with my family. So, yes, work life balance is something with which a lot of people struggle, and it's a matter of strategy and planning, but it can be achieved because, like I said, Canada gives you those opportunities to earn those extra dollars, which gives happiness. So, as far as work life balance is concerned, right now I would say that my happiness score is around 6.5, because as you guys know, Boris is just 4.5 months old and I would like to spend more time with him. So yeah, that's why my happiness score there, only because of that reason, is 6.5. Though I would like to say that in Canada, there is no such pressure like from society or anyone that you have to be at a certain level. Your happiness pretty much depends on your own self, how much you want and how much is okay for you. Everybody gets equal amount of respect irrespective of the job that they're doing, unlike in some countries like Japan where you're forced to be at a certain level, otherwise people don't accept you. So at least in Canada we don't have that kind of pressure in terms of social status. So you can decide yourself how much work you want to do, and that's where you have to practice to create that work life balance. All in all, I would say that my happiness score after 3 years right now is 7 out of 10, and I am striving every day to reach the mark of 10 out of 10, and hopefully very soon I will. I'm working on it step by step. So guys, I hope this video helped you, especially those who are planning to move to Canada. I'm going to see you guys next time soon. Bye.